Hi, Betsy Clark, your mindset coach for another So What Wednesday. And we're going to be finishing up talking about accountability today. And I wanted to share one of my passions is cooking. And for those of you who know me, I'm an artist. And at this point in my life, food is my primary art form. And so after a long day of work, what I love to do is to watch the Netflix series Chef's Table with my husband. And what's the connection between accountability and Chef's Table? Well, it's kind of fun because the first one or two sessions that we watched on Chef's Table, it was really about great presentation and beautiful foods and exotic places, and these restaurants were the top 50 restaurants in the world, and just fascinating, and the people aspect was really fun. But after I watched several of these episodes, I'm telling you my obsession, I started to see a pattern. And what it was, that each one of these chefs has a unique way of doing their culinary expression, but they didn't get there right off the bat. They all started being trained by a very high-level chef in a pretty much a foreign country. Most of them went to a country different than where they were raised. And at some point in their journey, along the way to get where they were with their restaurants, they realized they were just shooting all over themselves. I should do this and I should do that and I should emulate this great chef's culinary expression and I should duplicate his recipes and just put a little bit of a spin on it. And what was fascinating is each one of these chefs got to a crisis point, a crisis of faith in themselves, in the industry, in the way we were doing sustainability with food and texture and taste and all of that. And they found their own way. They created a restaurant around what was true for them. They weren't trying to emulate and be someone else, the chef they trained under. They couldn't stand it anymore. That unremitting purpose that wouldn't go away. They had to be who they were, regardless of what it cost them. And for many of them, it was a make or break at time. But they got to the end of themselves and realized this unremitting purpose that won't go away is worth fighting for. And surrounding myself with people who will help me get from where I am to where I want to go. And it's a fascinating series. And I think, yes, it's about cooking, but it's a documentary about really sound business practices of getting in touch with who you are, holding yourself accountable to the dream and the passion. But maybe dream isn't the strong enough word. Maybe it's that unremitting purpose that won't go away, and holding themselves accountable to that, and then surrounding themselves with people that held them accountable as well. And I know I run on this side of intense, and that I could just take a documentary about food and make it into something more than it was, but I was really struck that it's a great series on food, on people, but also on good business practices, the best practices of being who you are, your best self, and not giving up on that unremitting purpose that won't go away. So once again, the best part of So What Wednesday for me is seeing what your comments are. Does this resonate? Have you watched this show? Does this inspire you to stay true to who you are? To thine own self be true, as William Shakespeare said. So follow that passion. Don't lose sight of that vision. Don't lose yourself in the process. Stop shooting all over yourself, and bring those people around you that will help you get from where you are to where you want to go. Leave your comments below. Betsy Clark, your mindset coach. Remember, your mindset matters. Have a great week.